Assalamu alaikum, my lovely students. Welcome to today's math lesson. Today we are studying all about time. We're going to revise everything we have studied about time. But before that, I want to wish you all an Eid Mubarak. This is our last lesson before Eid. And I will see you, inshallah, after the Eid holidays again. So let's pay attention to today's lesson and let's start. By the end of this lesson, you're gonna be able to say, I can revise the previously learned skills related to telling time. So we all know all these skills already, but we are going to revise together. But first, let's do our mental math. Listen carefully and answer as fast as you can. Ed had 13 cherries. Rob had 10 cherries and Andy had 10 cherries. How many cherries did they have all together? Pause the video, answer, and then check the video again. Yeah, so easy peasy. When we have a problem like that, we look for the numbers 13 and 10 and 10. And we have all together, so this means it is plus. So 13 plus 10 plus 10 makes 33 cherries. Let's start with the problem of the day. Oopsies, you already got the answers there. Let's see again. Complete each sentence. Write midnight or noon. Midnight or noon. So, at what of those two times of the day I am usually asleep? When are you usually asleep? Is it midnight or noon? Well, I am usually asleep at midnight. At what time of the day I may be eating my lunch? At noon. At noon I may be eating my lunch. Now, for revision, please go back to watch these videos again so you can have a refresh about all the information we learned before. So go watch these 3 videos, pause this lesson, and then come back to this lesson once you have finished watching all the videos. Alright, let's review. This slide is about time. The first one says, draw the hands to show the time. Here we are revising time to the hour. The digital clock is showing 4 o'clock. How do we draw 4 o'clock in an analog clock? Well, let's see. The hour hand has to be pointing to the 4, which is the hour hand. The hour will point to the 4, and the minute hand will point to 12 when it's showing o'clock. 00 in a digital clock means o'clock, and on an analog clock it means that the arrow has to be pointing to the 12. Let's see the next one. This is time to the half hour. Look at the hour hand is pointing between 10 and 11, so that means that the hour hand is still on 10. And the minute hand is pointing to 6, which means it is half hour or 30 minutes. So in a digital clock, it's gonna show 10:30. Let's see this one. Let's skip count by 5s to tell the time. Let's look at this clock. The hour hand is between 9 and 10, and the minute hand is on 7. So we have to skip count by 5s to know what does this minute hand mean. So let's start from 0. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So the time is 9 and 35 minutes. Here, draw the hands and write the time. First one is 5:15. 5:15. Remember that 1/4 means 15 minutes. So if it's 5:15 means it is 5:15. And to show it in an analog clock, we have to draw the hour hand in between the 5 and the 6 and the minute hand pointing to 3. For the next one, it's 5:30. 5:30. Don't get confused. 5:30. This means that the hour hand has to be pointing between 5 and 6, and the minute hand will point to 6 to show 5:30 or 5:30. Now here we have how many? 1, 2, 3, and we have other questions in the other side that we need to complete. We need to complete the sentences with these 8. We have 8 total sentences to complete. We're gonna use the words hour, AM, half hour, PM, quarter hour, digital, minute, and analog. These are the words we're gonna be using to complete each sentence. The first sentence says, the long hand on an analog clock is the... What is it, guys? What is the long hand? Great, it is the minute hand. What about the short hand? The short hand on an analog clock is the hour hand. The short hand is the hour hand. 15 minutes is a quarter. 15 minutes means a quarter. 30 minutes is a half hour. 30 minutes is a half hour. A clock that uses hands to show the time is a digital or analog? Which clock uses hands? It is the analog clock that uses hands to show time. Which clock uses numbers? A clock that uses numbers to show the time is a digital clock. The digital clock uses numbers to show the time. Let's talk about AM and PM. The hours from noon to midnight are... Remember when I told you that after I pray the Dhuhr, I know it's PM, and before I pray the Dhuhr, it's AM. So noon means Dhuhr time. So afternoon to midnight are PM. That's how I remember. After I pray the Dhuhr, it's PM, and before it's AM. The hour from midnight to noon are AM. Let's see these clocks. These 3 clocks are showing time to the hour or o'clock. Now, we know it's o'clock because all of them are pointing to 12. So this part is easy. When it's pointing to 12, we know that a digital clock will show 00. So now we need to focus on the minute hand, on the red hand, the short hand. It is pointing to 8. So it's showing 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. For number 2, focus on the hour hand. It is showing 1 o'clock. Excellent. 1 o'clock. And for number 3 will be 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Now, these 3 clocks are showing half past the hour. See, all of them are pointing to number 6. they are all pointing to number 6. So we know that when the minute hand points to number 6, means it's 30 minutes. Now we need to focus on the minute hand, on the hour hand to show the hour. So the first hour hand is pointing between 9 and 10. So we have to choose the smaller number, which is 9. So it is showing 9:30 or 9:30. For number 2, it is the hour hand is on the 5 hour and 30 minutes. So it's 5:30 or 5:30. And number 3, it is 10. The hour hand is on 10. So it's 10:30 or 10:30. And in this slide is showing quarter hour, time to the quarter hour. Quarter hour means 15 minutes, right? So let's see. Now we need to focus on both hands. The hour hand is on the 11. It's between 11 and 12. So we consider that it is on the 11th hour. And the minute hand is on the 3. So we know that when it's on the 3 means 1/4 or 15 minutes. See? From 0, if we skip count by 5s, when we are counting time, we only skip count by 5. So it will be 5, 10, 15. So this means that the time is 11:15 or 11:15. For number 2, the minute hand is on the 6. So we know that this is 30 minutes, and the hour hand is on the 8, between 8 and 9, which means the hour is 8. So it will be 8:30 or 8:30. And for number 3, it is on 9. Look at the minute hand, is on 9. So it means is 3/4, or we can skip count and see how many minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it's 45 minutes. What about the hour? It's near the 7, but it did not touch it yet, so it's still on the 6. So the time here is 6:45 or 6:45. Thank you so much, guys, and again, I wish you all an Eid Mubarak. Bye bye. Stay home and stay safe. Bye bye.